there. There we go. So 3, 2, and 1. Well, Mayor Shane, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. It's been a while since we've gotten to chat. Well, I imagine about 3 or 4 weeks or so, however
Right.
long a month is. I don't know. I lose track sometimes these days. We got election going on. I came back from vacation about a week and a half ago or so ago, and part of me is still on vacation, but that's an ongoing issue. So yeah, give us an idea of what is transpired in Wisconsin Rapids. What have we missed over the last few weeks?
Well, thank you, Michael. It's good seeing you again. And yeah, it's all of a sudden, it's Mayor's Monday's upon us again. And
Yeah,
wow,
exactly.
already. And so yeah, it's been we've been had a busy month here. Talking about wrapping up or what we're going to wrap up on road construction projects. And our Park and Rec recently discussed dog parks, and our city council approved a conditional use permit for a transitional housing project. So yeah, we've kind of had a busy month here.
Yeah, indeed. And you mentioned off air just a bit ago, the transitional housing project came with a certain amount of controversy. I guess give us kind of the Cliff Notes version of what this project is going to entail, and why people were so staunchly for and or against it.
Well, it's similar to, and it's the same. It's called Mary's Place. Marshfield has had a transitional housing project, Mary's Place, for over a decade now, and um, an organization applied for a grant and received over a $2 million grant for creating a transitional housing project. They found a building, an old apartment building that's kind of been vacated for a while, in transition itself. And so they chose that location, requested the city for a conditional use permit to allow what they call transitional housing. It's not emergency housing like a shelter would be. A transitional housing is a process where a person or a family would apply, and they have to go through a background check, criminal history, drug test, acknowledge that the drug dog is going to be around. They have on-site staff, and cameras and security, and it's for people maybe coming out of a treatment center, or for people that don't have housing that are looking to transition, hopefully into a more permanent housing. People that might be in the area living in a vehicle or a family. So they have a program for about 6 to 12 months where you could stay, and they kind of help you. And from 10 until 2, you can't be in the building. You have to be out looking for work if you don't have a job. And so they've got a really great plan there. The concern is, and I asked some questions too, what happens in the neighborhood? People are maybe concerned that it might be an emergency shelter, or it might attract a certain element. But these people, whether it be drugs and alcohol or any other type of situation, are coming there, and they're hopefully not the problem. They've gone through treatment and they're looking to go forward. So, they shouldn't be introducing drugs and alcohol into that area. They've got a long list of rules, and I think it's a good thing, and it's a needed thing in our community. And so we're looking forward to seeing this project get off the ground.
Yeah. So just exactly what how long of a timeline are you looking at then for this? Is there one of those deals where they would have to do quite a bit of refurbishing to the building, or is it going to be a quick turnaround?
It's a full remodel. So a previous owner had gutted the building, so some of the hard work is already done, but it is a full refurbish remodel um, project there, and it should be very nice when it's done. It's going to have some ADA accessible rooms, and some different living situations there. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit. But they have state approved plans already, so that part of that project is done. They have a contractor, Altman Construction, and hopefully they'll get started soon. I would assume they're probably going to be applying for permits here very, very shortly.
Indeed. And you mentioned that this group does have some pretty rigorous background checks and things like that before they do introduce these people into the community. So I imagine that has to be kind of some peace of mind there for residents that do have concerns about this area.
Yes, and the sheriff department was, part of this process and came to our meetings, and they they were speaking there in support, and they're going to be involved along with our local police department as a resource, and the health department, and there's a lot of resources that are kind of at their disposal, looking to make sure that this is a successful program.
Yeah, because at the bottom line with something like this is we've got some people here that have maybe made some bad decisions, maybe fallen on hard times, but what they're looking to do is get back in to be productive members of society. And to do that, they
Absolutely.
need to find ways like this to get back on their feet. So we want them reintegrated, and we
Mhm.
want them to contribute to the community of Wisconsin Rapids, especially when you're at a time where it's no secret there's all kinds of jobs and people looking for work and people that need good help, which these people may be able to provide.
And housing can always be a challenge, the cost, availability. So this kind of, they get to stay there for a number of weeks at no charge, and then they have to start contributing to the cost of the place and to helping maintain cleaning, maintaining, and those type of activities. So, it provides after they're done there, and if they're able to, kind of get their financial situation in order, they'll have a reference, out for a housing if they want to apply for, more of a long-term apartment house, and coming in with a reference from here. And so they've got this set up really well for, hopefully for them to succeed.
Indeed, and we'll look forward to seeing where that project goes. Another project that has kind of been on the table for a while there in Wisconsin Rapids, one that I think a few more people may be able to agree with on both sides of the aisle. That is a dog park, of
Mhm.
course. Tell us how close we are to possibly securing a location for a dog park in Wisconsin Rapids.
So yeah, at our last Park and Rec meeting, we took a set of plans. They're very kind of raw plans of a park. Um, we were waiting for a DNR ruling that made sure there was no wetlands in the area. There was a large ditch, an old creek kind of thing that we did get approval to fill that in, and we also they gave us determination that it's not a wet, there's no wetlands there. So that was a big hurdle, and so now it's putting together the cost estimates for the fencing, some electricity there, and some water. Our pets need to drink, so we need some water there, and so we took some raw numbers, starting to take some raw numbers to our Park and Rec Commission, and we're hopefully next month we'll have that kind of tidied up, and that can be part of that budget process.
So at this point, what are we looking at as far as financing goes? Is the city going to eat a lot of these costs, or do you have another group that may come in and say, we're willing to raise money for this aspect or this element?
Yeah, I kind of went into this project knowing that there are public partnerships out there on some projects, but a lot of times, the private side ends up having troubles getting volunteers and those type of things. So I wanted to go into this knowing that I felt strongly about a dog park, and I wanted to make sure that it was going to be maintained and be an asset in the community. So I think the raw dog park, the location, the fencing, the parking lot, we're going to mow and take care of the garbages and make that the public part of it. And then if a group comes forward and wants to maybe build a pavilion, a picnic area, dog park agility course equipment, those things they can look at holding fundraisers for and kind of expounding on that dog park then.
And then any the equipment like that, you can constantly be adding things. In Wausau, we've talked about having an area for small dogs and an area for large dogs, so all dogs can have a good time there. Are these things that you're thinking about as well here at this stage, or are those a few ways down the road yet?
So we will have a large and a small dog area there. Um, so that's in the initial basic concept plans. Um, and so yeah, we definitely gonna have a small dog area also for the little guys, and then a very probably 7-8 acres for a large dog area.
And that's 7 or 8 acres. You're talking about a lot of space for those dogs to go out there and stretch their legs and run around, so to speak. It sounds
Yeah.
like it's going to be a great project for the city. When can we maybe see what phases this could be, or maybe a roadmap for when this could be completed. If you've got to spread funding out over several years, or if you've maybe got it now, when can we get details on that?
So yeah, I think we'll know more next month, but my goal would be we would have maybe next spring, summer that we would open it up. There's a lot of, it's a highly wooded area, so this winter is the perfect time to kind of work on, you know, clearing out. So there's a lot of deadfall in there from a storm, so cleaning it out, clearing it out. But we still obviously want to have trees in the area. I think we have a tree buffer on the outskirts, and then but that would be perfect winter work. And then hopefully in the springtime, if I get approved, there's our Park and Rec does have funding available, and how they want to allocate that is kind of the discussion that should be happening through the budget.
Mhm.
And so my goal would be next, late spring, early summer to be able to see some animals running around in there.
Yeah, indeed. That sounds like a great timeline for me as well. Just as long as there's a nice little area for my cat, also.
And
No
then
cat
you can come
areas
down
up
and
there.
we can report from there. We can do our show from there.
Okay. Okay. We'll do that, and then we'll let Napoli run around there for a while and laugh at him, and then we'll be done with it.
There we go. That works
Indeed.
for me.
Indeed. One more thing then before we let you go. Obviously, budgets are going to be coming due here in the
Mhm.
next couple of months, and I know this is something that you've been working on in pieces, basically since about June or July or so. Give us an idea of where we're at right now.
So right now, the council in their possession, they have the raw budgets submitted by each department head. And next week, I'll start meeting with our finance director, with the individual department heads, kind of see where we're really at and see if we can tighten some things down. And then October 4th, we're going to have a committee of the whole meeting where we're going to kind of present more of a near finalized budget, and we'll kind of know where we're at for numbers and if we need to cut some more or how we're going to make up that gap. And so October 4th will be kind of a big night for us on our budgets.
Yeah, and then of course everybody wants to know as soon as possible what this is going to cost them. So do you have an idea right now of what taxpayers could expect as you put this budget together?
We don't have a number like that yet. So once we kind of massage those budgets and see where we're at and see how the council wants to make up that gap, because there'll probably be a gap. And do we go back to the budgets, or looking at some other financing options, and then that'll kind of come down to what our mill rate will be and what we'll end up paying as taxpayers.
Indeed. And of course, this is all going to be in time for that nice present to be in hands December 13th through the
Exactly.
15th or so.
Our
That,
most expensive present. Yep. Christmas.
yes, that everybody loves so much. For some of us, it doesn't
Mhm.
hurt as much as others because it gets taken out of escrow. But either way, you look at it and you say, this seems like a lot.
But life can't be too bad because it's after deer season, so you're kind of feeling good from deer season yet. So
That,
hopefully
yeah,
it doesn't hurt as bad.
that is true. That is true. Are you going to be out with the bow for deer season here coming up this weekend, or is it this weekend or next weekend?
It was this last weekend, so
Last weekend. Okay.
yeah, so it was too warm. So I need to wait a little bit because I don't know, something just doesn't seem right about swatting bugs in my deer stand. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and
That
then
is true.
sweating, it just those two things are not a good deer hunting combination for me. And but it's cooling off, and so it's around the corner here, close.
Indeed. Indeed. And again, that super secret mayor's spot, we still don't know where that is yet, right?
I'll have to show you on my GPS, and I'll have to drop a pin so you can see it
Okay.
someday.
Okay. We'll go that route. We'll go that route. Well, all the best. Hopefully you've got the freezer stocked here within the next couple of months or so, and we'll look forward to chatting again next month.
Definitely. Good talking with you, Michael.